Welcome one and all to my second Osmo Pocket video. Now the first one is just an unboxing, and it's unboxing with a slight difference because it's a second-hand item, although you wouldn't really know it. It looks as good as new. So it's basically how the first owner sent it to me. If that's your thing, go and take a look at it. If it's not your thing, hey, ignore it, I don't care. You know, it's there for someone. Before we go too far, what this video is about is a very quick look at the accessories that I couldn't do without having owned it for 2 days. It came with a couple of accessories with it, so I think what I've got are very important, and other things that I have put on order are also going to be exceptionally useful to anybody, I think, that has gone and bought this thing. There's a little like button down there, and there's also a subscribe button down there, and a little tinkly bell icon. It would be great if you could click at least one of those. The bell is really important because it will tell you when there's a new video. So there's going to be quite a few videos about the Osmo Pocket coming up. And hey, yeah, just subscribe. Does that look like I'm praying? I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not. No, I'm not. Subscribe anyway. I wanted to do pretty much all of the filming on the Osmo Pocket for this, and pretty much any time you see me in camera, it's the Pocket that's doing the recording. Now I'm finding this a little awkward because I've got it attached currently to my mobile phone here, but the camera's there, and of course I'm looking at that an awful lot and having to force myself to look at this tiny dot up here. So if I wander to there, I haven't quite gone boss-eyed. It's just it's not quite natural because the camera and the screen display aren't in the same place. So an initial observation for anybody that's looking to use this for a vlogging platform, you really have got to look at this thing and not that thing, and it does make quite a difference, I'm finding. So quite a lot of discipline involved there. Accessories are obviously, to any of these products, really important things. They are built and designed to have an accessory path, so your £350 to buy this thing is just the start of your expenditure. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, nobody should think otherwise. It's the start of the expenditure, because on its own it is useful, of course it's useful, and it's usable, and it's good. But it could be so much better with some accessories. So let's talk first up about this. Now this is the control wheel for it, and it allows you via this little roller to control the tilt axis, and with a little switch here to control the pan axis of the gimbal, and it's exceptionally useful. The product isn't unuseful without it, because you can use the side of the screen to adjust the tilt angle, and of course you can twist the entire thing to change the orientation or the rotation of the gimbal. So it's not to say that you can't use it without it, but having your thumb on this to the side makes one heck of a difference. And I would say that this is one of the essential things to get with it. Now you can buy this separately, and you can buy it as part of a kit where it contains a holder for the unit, and also a remote, or not a remote, but a wireless adapter for the unit as well. Now, individually, they're quite expensive. As a kit, they're quite expensive. And you can't pretend that these things are without cost. The kit's around £100. Individually, if you were to buy the items separately, they'd cost you probably about 120, 130 quid. If you can get the kit, great. If you see one second hand somewhere, including it as I did, luckily, then that's great. So the unit that gives you remote access to the Osmo Pocket basically connects at the bottom. It's an elongated, enlarged foot for want of a better word. It's got a USB-C connector there and another one there. Now, annoyingly, that's not a pass-through connector. Plugging that into the Osmo Pocket gives you Bluetooth and Wi-Fi ability. However, the Bluetooth, many people report, just is a waste of time. It just does not work with many Android devices. I think iPhones are rather different because it's one ecosystem, whereas Android, of course, is developed by lots of people. So with a Samsung Galaxy unit here, I just can't get it to work properly. It will pair and it will try to connect and it fails every single time. What's really useful about this is, of course, you can connect it to the phone and then not have the phone connected to the Osmo Mobile by an absolute kind of plug-in connection, as it is on the recording rig that I have at the moment. So I could have the Osmo Pocket somewhere over the other side of the room and I can be controlling it from the phone somewhere else, and that gives me an awful lot of power and scope. It also allows me, of course, to put the Osmo Pocket on a boom pole somewhere and be able to see live view of what it's recording, and that's really, really powerful, and I think that is the game changer for this product over the Osmo Mobile 3 that I've been talking about a lot in other videos. And I use a big boom pole with that to put it into spaces that I couldn't possibly get to in any other way. Even with a drone, some of the places I put the Osmo Mobile 3 on a pole, I just couldn't do with a drone because it's such close proximity to things like foliage and such. I think the Pocket on a pole with a remote visual device to see where we are is an absolute game changer, and we're going to be talking about that in another video just as soon as some of the grab devices that I'm purchasing come through that front door. What's annoying about this, and it is really rather annoying, is whilst you can plug that in and gain Wi-Fi access out of the Osmo Pocket, what you can't do is plug that into a computer and get a data pass-through. It just doesn't work. Data has to come straight out of the bottom of the Osmo Pocket. That's for charging only. I don't know. I mean, it seems absolute madness to me. And the other thing that, of course, is absolutely missing from this is any kind of fixing for it. There's no tripod screw adapter on this, so this can stand on the table. It's a nice flat base. It's a lot more stable than the Pocket on its own. However, surely that's an obvious omission. And it's not as though even DJI sells something to put this into or whatever. You know, their holder is allows you to use it with a stick and GoPro type stuff. But why not put why not make that just that little bit bigger and put a base on it? I don't understand it. One of the crucial things that you really must buy with your Osmo Pocket is some kind of holder. Now, I'm not talking about a protective holder, I'm talking about a holder that allows you to put it onto a tripod or a selfie stick or something like that. What's really strange about it, and again you can see it from the photo up here, and you've probably seen it in other situations, is that the unit itself is exceptionally light. There's hardly any weight to it at all, and the way in which DJI have intended it to be mounted to a phone is to simply just plug it in and it just sits off the side of it. I can't believe for 1 second that that is an entirely sensible way of treating the only physical connection you've got to your exceedingly expensive mobile phone, because obviously hanging anything off the side of it and having weight there isn't the greatest idea. Now, you know, people might accuse me of doing the same thing with the Osmo Mobile 3 and hanging all the weight off the end of a boom pole and such, and I have had that accusation levelled at me. That's my choice, and I did state categorically up front that there was a risk to it. I took that risk, I broke the thing and such. I'm not at all happy with breaking a £1,000 device. Okay, it's not worth £1,000 now, but it was when I bought it, and yeah, damaging the connector on that from there. So it's crucial, I think, that you buy a holder that will hold your mobile phone and the Osmo Pocket together securely. And that's really important. And if you buy one of those that then has some tripod 1/4-inch screw adapter on the phone side of it, brilliant. That's really the starting place for any of this, because even without you connecting the phone to it physically, you then have the ability to take this thing and use it on a monopod, or just even keep it on a tripod. Something where you can hold it securely is really, really important. So those are the 3 absolute essential things to start with. But there are more. There are a whole lot more accessories that you will find invaluable with this. But as I said, this is the start of a spending spree. It can go crazy. So be careful what you spend on it, because it's not just the purchase price of this product, it's everything else that goes with it, including, of course, some kind of case to hold it all, because these tiny, tiny things, they're going to be easily lost if you keep them in your pockets or whatever. Yeah, it goes into the washing machine with that in it or something. That may not work again. In fact, I'd be very surprised if it did. So, yeah, some kind of case, and be really religious with it. But here and now, it's that, and a holder. Don't go out without them. And of course, there's one absolutely essential accessory that I've ignored so far. Weird. Forget the scroll wheel. Forget the Wi-Fi unit. It's one of these, because it doesn't come with one out of the box. So you need a memory card. You need a fast memory card, because this thing records 4K at 60 frames a second. Now, I say fast, I mean, yeah, these things, there's loads of them around, but you need a Class 10 U3 4K card. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to record your 4K 60 frames a second stuff on it. Now, I tend to go with smaller capacity cards and have more of them, because if something goes wrong with the card while it's in there, it crashes, I don't know, becomes corrupt in whatever way, I just reach in and I get another one out, because they're not terribly expensive. I think I paid about £20 for 2 of these, slightly under, including delivery, and it means that whatever I might have lost on the corrupt card is only, in this case, 64 gigs worth rather than 128 gigs worth. So do bear that in mind. It's a really useful tip. Carry multiple smaller cards rather than fewer very large cards, because if something does go wrong, you've lost a lot of data very, very quickly. So I wanted to make this entire video shot with the Osmo Pocket, and that's exactly what it is. The only thing that's you've seen that isn't shot with the Osmo Pocket is the shot up there that appears every time I do that. It's strange how it just happens. Look, well, I don't know. It's weird. The sound, the video, everything is the Osmo Pocket. And I think that's been important for this. I didn't want to put other products in the video edit. Osmo Pocket all the way, connected onto my Galaxy Note 9, and I'm powering it using something, I'm just about to see it, there we go. That's the power cable that I'm running off to a USB charging port over here that you can't see as well, just so I don't run out of power. And that's it. It's a Joby fitting to hold the phone onto a tripod over there, and it's quite simple. Window light from a roof light there, window light from a roof light up there. Let me smack things I've got hanging on the side here, and just simple as. Oh, look, I've even tied it up a bit behind. I've got rid of the filing. Well, it wasn't really filing, let's be honest. But anyway, that's gone as well. So simple shoot, and it's quite capable. If only I stopped looking at the phone and look at the lens. I'm still struggling with that because it's so tiny, and that's so eye-grabbing. So if you're going to use this as a vlogging kit, it's really important you look at that and not that. There's a big difference. Have I gone boss-eyed yet?